Wouldn't it be great to be gifted? In fact, it turns out that choices lead to habits. Habits become talents. Talents are labeled as gifts. You're not born this way. You get this way. Seth Godin, and we get this way each and every day, 10 to 15 minutes, charting these markets, your favorite stocks, learning the nuances by being in the market every day. Practice trading all you can, learning by doing. What do we see happening? Everything is up except bonds, pulling back a little bit, 0.79%. Let's jump into the S&P 500 first. You can see that we have ended on really decent volume on the 2-day chart, as again, we just tick along a little higher. We look at where the high was last week. The high was 672.68, 672.51 as we start this week out. The 2-day, of course, hit that high of last week on Friday and then continued on a little bit lower on Monday, but we still have that wick that pushes us up and all that volume. We can see volume was decent in the morning on Monday, lost some volume in the afternoon. And again, things continuing to move in the right direction. We are still long the S&P 500. And again, look at this volume over the last 4 weeks. We're going into the 5th week, starting off, with not a lot of volume there on Monday, but you can see how it is caught up on almost back 5 weeks. So again, lots of volume as we have continued to stair step up after we had that doji back in early September. But man, since then, things took off. Look at the Qs, even more today than the S&P, up 0.75%. And as we look at where things are, we can see the volume is less there on the 2-day chart, but we have decent volume. Look at that. We have average volume going all the way back, to July. So again, we did get sketchy there starting on the week beginning the 18th and the 25th of August and then the 2nd of September where we had dojis. But since the week beginning September the 8th, we have just been climbing. So we saw where things were up in the morning. Looked like it might have gotten a little bit higher in the afternoon. But again, long the Qs, it has been good to us and has been just stroking up, particularly over the last few weeks. When does it end? I don't know, my friends. But again, everything that goes up does come down. We keep cautioning you. We will be here to call it when things roll over. What do we see going on with 20-year U.S. government bonds? Well, they're down 0.79% today, the only downer. And again, hard for us to find much of anything on a trend line. I've drawn something here, not much of anything. We can see that we have stayed above it for the last many days on the 2-day chart. Look at the half-day, though, pushing through it at the end of the day. So we'll keep an eye on things, see how this week continues to go. Maybe it's going to bend through it, push down the trend line. I can't really call that much of a trend line even. It's about all I could draw there. We'll continue to watch. We don't have a trade on bonds. We'll see which way they end up going. What about gold, man? 1.88%, just hammering up. I mean, gold has just stroked it off the map, starting after all that dreariness for all those weeks when gold sort of ran up there in early June and then just sort of stopped and flailed around through mid-August, and then starting on the 25th of August, gold has caught on fire. It is just, and we are long gold. Look at how volume has built on that 2-day chart, starting on the 25th of September, beginning there on the 2-day charts and just continuing to push up strong. So again, we are long gold and it's been doing great for us. Now let's look and try to see what we can do with Bitcoin here in redrawing our trend line. I'm going to have to move that down because it keeps popping in on me there. There we go. So as we redraw our trend line on Bitcoin, you can see that We start the week off strong. We have a strong 2-day candle. You can see over the last 6 days, volume has just been building. We've talked about this multiple times. We're on Monday, the 29th of September. Friday is where things bottomed. 29th of September, man, things have just been climbing like a madman. Bitcoin up 2.10% for the day as Bitcoin just goes higher, higher, higher. It is amazing what Bitcoin has been doing. And again, it just keeps going. Of course, we are long now Bitcoin, and we'll see how well it continues to do. It's struggling around here for a while. Last week started to show some with all that volume, and this week just taken off strong. That is where we are, my friends. We always do love to hear from you. cw@chartingwealth.com. Don't hesitate to reach out to us. We'll try to answer all your questions. God bless. All the best from the whole team, Charting Wealth.